Okay, come in.
Hello there. Magic the Gathering is a complex game with many subtle intricacies. Now, I don't plan on teaching y'all how to play today. That would take far too much time. I just plan on telling you the components needed for a solid deck. Whether it be Modern, Commander, or whatever other game type you would like to play. Now, I don't claim to be a master deck builder or even a pro player, but as you can see by my collection, I have built a few decks, and I do have a little bit of experience in making them. Now, to begin, I will need to break the process of building these decks down into basic game essentials, necessary components, and the percentages. Now, your basic game essentials is my way of saying, basic game essentials are my way of saying, I'm going to try to explain the game in way too short an explanation for y'all to completely understand how to play. Now, there are three basic game essentials: your lands, your permanents, and your non-permanents. Now, first off, you will have lands. Lands are used to create the mana that you need to play your other cards. Now, there are four types of permanents. You have creatures, enchantments, artifacts, and again, the land. Permanents are any card that after you cast it as a spell, it stays on the field. Now, next to that are your non-permanents, such as sorceries and instants. These are spells that you cast that after casting them, do not remain on the field. Now, after that, now knowing your necessary components, we can go on to your necessary components. Now, for necessary components, there are four things that you need to know: your mana base, your mana ramp, card draw, and your desired effects. Now, your mana base will be made up of your lands like these. And your mana base is what you'll need to be able to play the other cards in your library, in your deck. Now, to get that mana, there are two different ways of doing so. There are cards that get these lands on the field faster. That way that you can use them to create more mana and play more cards. Or there are other cards that will create mana for you that don't work as lands. Now, now that you have all this mana, you need more cards in your hand to use the mana on. Such as cards like this that draw you cards. There's a card draw, one of the more simple effects in the game. But after all that, after your mana base, your mana ramp, and your card draw, these all culminate so that you can reach the final necessary component, your desired effects. Now, your desired effects are anything you want to do. That's what makes your deck unique and different from every other type. It's the strength of your deck is your desired effect. Now, how much of your deck should these be? Now, that's where we get into percentages. Now, in the average deck, your percentage of your mana base, your lands, should be 30 to 40%. Whether that be Commander, Modern, or any other type, 30 to 40% is a solid number, so you can get your other cards down. There are some decks out there that run more. There are very few that run less, but 30 to 40% is the median, I would say. Now, getting on to your mana ramp and your card draw. These can get fairly variable. While your mana base is fairly consistent, your mana ramp changes based on what type of deck you're playing and what desired effects you are searching for. Your mana ramp averages out to be at least 5%. You need some mana ramp in every deck, but it tops out around 30% of your deck. Even in the most mana heavy decks, you shouldn't get too far past 30%. But card draw is much more variable, because in some decks you don't need any at all. You don't need any card draw at all. But there are some decks that solely rely on card draw. So between 0 and about 40% of your deck can be card draw without it getting overboard. But then you get to your desired effects. Now, desired effects is whatever's left. Any spot you have left in your deck, that's all desired effects. It's, again, what makes your deck special and different. So, in conclusion, Magic is a very complex game. And all this, it's only the surface. The debate over how much the percentage of your deck should be what, and how to build the best deck, they still will rage on. But I hope this is a solid foundation for going forward. Thank you for your attention, and happy building.